2025 is bringing in a lot of new MMORPGs, especially for mobile crossplay with PC and console. If you guys are just looking for new MMOs to play in 2025 for PC, check out my other video. But for mobile and crossplay, there are probably hundreds of MMOs coming out every year. So sometimes it's hard to navigate which MMOs are actually going to be good. In this video, I'll be giving you guys my opinion on the MMOs for mobile and PC and crossplay that I think will be the best to check out in 2025. So let's jump into the video. First on this list, we have Legend of Ymir. I actually talked about Legend of Ymir last year. It is being developed and published by WeMade, who made the Ymir series. This game will have a Norse mythology type style to the game, art, combat, and very deep lore. And this game is expected to come out in 2025 early for Eastern version of the game, and then global launch expected probably late 2025. This game is coming out for PC, iOS, and Android, so it'll be crossplay between PC and mobile. Looking at the game overall, the game definitely looks good, but knowing WeMade, they're probably going to do their NFT crypto, what they usually do with their blockchain with the other games, and develop that into Legend of Ymir, which basically means that the game will have a lot of crypto functions, which will probably lead to a lot of monetization, a lot of microtransactions, a lot of pay to win into the game, because that's basically what they usually do with their other games. So I'm kind of expecting to see it in this. I am looking forward to play this, but I do think there's going to be autoplay and stuff in the game. But overall, the game looks promising. But coming to mobile, I mean, these things are kind of to be expected at this point. Like getting a lot of pay to win, a lot of microtransactions, a lot of autoplay is definitely something that comes with mobile games, and especially when you are looking at games coming from WeMade, but they also develop very high quality games. So Legend of Ymir is definitely on my list to check out. Next up, we have Archeage War. Now, you guys know the Archeage series. They're making a mobile version. I think it's already out in certain parts of the world, but the global release is most likely coming in 2025. In this game, it's of course following the Archeage lore, the Archeage series, focused on large-scale PvP, PvP warfare, world building. And this game is releasing on PC, iOS, and Android. I mean, it's already released in the Eastern, but coming to global this year. Developed by Excel Games, and publishers Kakao Games in South Korea. Probably be Kakao for the global launch too. Again, a lot of focus probably, or what I've seen around autoplay. The combat looks okay from what I've seen in Korea. I actually played it a little bit. Not Korea, I think it was South Asia. I'm not sure. I think maybe it was Korea. Pay to win mechanics for sure, microtransaction from what I've seen. Most likely they're gonna copy paste the same version from the Eastern to global, so you kind of know what to expect. It gives a lot of like Black Desert vibes when it comes to the art style and the combat and the UI. It's nothing really wow, but I think it's gonna be a decent game to play for cross-play. So if you're a mobile player, you can definitely check this game out. I think this game will be very similar to Legend of Ymir, which I talked about earlier, but different kind of pay to win, because Legend of Ymir will be focused more around like crypto, while Archeage will just have a bunch of microtransactions, right? Next up, we have Gran Saga Unlimited. Gran Saga Unlimited was actually supposed to release last year, but now it's getting pushed most likely to 2025. Gran Saga, you guys probably follow the other Gran Saga titles, but the game definitely looks good from what I've seen, the combat and everything, from the videos and the early tests that I've seen about the game. It looks good. The game is releasing on PC, iOS, and Android. Again, cross-play, being developed and published by NPixel. I mean, coming to mobile, we will have the same issues that the other games have. It's going to be autoplay mechanics. It's going to be monetizations, microtransactions. It's just a part of mobile the games these days, and especially games like this. They are there to make a lot of money, but you could probably get good amount of content from this. It's not like the other games when it comes to the art style that has a more anime type style to the game, more vibrant world. And I actually have been looking forward to Gran Saga Unlimited. So I will have to see. Hopefully, we get to play this game in 2025. But I do think we might get an early beta very soon, and then probably a launch later this year. So Gran Saga Unlimited is another game that I'm looking forward to test out for crossplay. Next up, we have Arthdal Chronicles. Now, Arthdal Chronicles is based off the TV series. It's a very popular TV series, but they made an MMORPG out of it, which actually launched in Korea in 2024. Yes, last year. Now, I was very excited for this game when I first saw this because it was coming out for PC, iOS, and Android, and we got some early footage of this game. However, when the game launched, from the footage I saw and the game itself was not the same thing. It did not look as good when I actually saw the game and how it worked. Very autoplay. Developer and publisher is Netmarble. A lot of pay-to-win features and microtransactions in the game. Game did not look very good, but the expectations were really high for this game. Now it is coming out probably globally this year because it's been almost a year since the launch. I do not expect too much of the game from the game at all, but it's definitely a game that I will probably, I mean, if you're a mobile player and you play crossplay, it's definitely an MMO I would tell you guys to check out just to see what it's all about, but don't expect anything new or unique about it. Very seems like a lot of UI copied from Black Desert and stuff, and especially from Black Desert Mobile. So very interesting going into this game, but it's definitely lower on my expectations for 2025. Next up, we have HonorOfKingsWorld. Now this is you guys probably heard Honor of Kings. It's a MOBA, but they're making a world, which is an MMORPG, or at least an action RPG. We don't know, but it's going to be an open world action RPG. I actually talked about this game for a while because the gameplay they showed from this game looked amazing. It is expected to release in 2025, or at least get into a beta in 2025, coming out for PC and iOS and Android crossplay. Developers Teamy Studios, and publisher Tencent Games. So it's supposed to be a very high quality game. The gameplay looks amazing. They actually unveiled a small teaser to the game in September 2024 during the Apple iPhone event, and that was to show how amazing and high quality you can play this. So you can play a lot high-end graphics, high-end FPS. The game looks absolutely fantastic. By far, on this list currently, I do think Honor of Kings World will be the best looking and the best mechanically game on the list for sure. I mean, Honor of Kings did amazing. They have a lot of budget. They have Tencent behind them, backing them. So I do think we're going to get an amazing game, more anime style games. If you get into the art style, of course, you will probably enjoy it for what it is. But looking really forward to the game. I've been talking about this game for a while, so I really hope that this will be the year, and it seems to be that this year will be the year for this. There's obviously most likely going to be some kind of autoplay features and pay-to-win mechanics. We don't know too much, but knowing Tencent and knowing these type of MMOs, that's what you're going to get, especially in this type of game. I don't know if it's following a full MMORPG or if they where you can choose classes, or if it's going to be some type of gacha to the game, but we'll have to see closer when we get a little bit more from Honor of Kings World. But definitely a game I'm looking forward to in 2025. Next up is Final Fantasy Mobile. Yes, I talked about this before. It seems that they're going to launch it in China first, in the Eastern market in 2025, and later we're going to get the global launch. Extremely high expectations for this game, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be coming out for PC, I think only mobile actually, not PC, because they already have a PC version. Square Enix and publisher is Tencent Games. Again, Tencent is everywhere. But if they are adapting, I'm not sure exactly. I heard a little bit talk about it, but I'm not sure if they're making their own version, if they're just adapting the big game Final Fantasy for what it is now into a mobile device. I do think that is possible with the new mobile devices. They're really strong, really good. But there's a lot of questions regarding if the game will maintain all those features from the PC version, because if it does, it definitely needs some macros and stuff implemented into the game. and of course a lot of worries around the pay to win and microtransactions. What I do think is they're gonna dumb down the game in some type of way and add their own monetization to it, but hopefully it's more of like a one-to-one adaptation from the PC version. We'll have to see, but it's very exciting. I think this might be the game if it definitely launches in 2025. And I'm going to be honest, I do think the Eastern version will release in 2025, but I do think beta for global will probably be at the end of the year, with the game probably launching early 2026. Final Fantasy is really good, but it doesn't end there. We have another good news, which is LostArk Mobile, which I also made a video on. LostArk is massive. It was amazing when it launched. Again, not a confirmed release date, but people are guessing it's coming out in 2025. I heard there was already some beta tests for this game, so I definitely think it's coming out in 2025 with their mobile version. It does seem like this will be a little different from the main LostArk game that they have, being developed and published by Smallgate. Excitement is massive for this. I mean, this game already has a lot of pay to win and microtransactions in their normal PC game, so it is to be expected to also be out in the mobile version. Nothing different from that, but the game does look really good. I've seen some mobile gameplay of the game. Game looks amazing. It's a huge game for mobile. So if I think LostArk and Final Fantasy, if they're coming out, mobile players are gonna have enough to enjoy themselves with. So again, a huge thing. I will be covering these games when they get close to launch, but really exciting news. Last but not least, I do have to mention two games, which is ThroneAndLiberty and ChronoOdyssey. Let's talk about ThroneAndLiberty first. ThroneAndLiberty, again, was talked about to be a mobile version of the game when it was actually about to launch. Then they took away that statement, and then lately, I made a video on it. ThroneAndLiberty did have some talks about making a mobile version of the game. I do think this year we might get a ThroneAndLiberty mobile version in the eastern side of the world, because the eastern side of the world, ThroneAndLiberty is not doing that well. And I think they want to add more autoplay to it and more of the microtransactions and stuff, because I think eastern side of the world does like that type of game more, having some autoplay features and all of this stuff. And then I think we might be getting a beta of the mobile version, or at least at the end of the year, and probably possibly a launch of ThroneAndLiberty on mobile in 2026. I do think that we are getting 100% a mobile version of this game, because they already developed this beforehand. It was a lot of autoplay in this already, a lot of static combat in it. They still have those coding and stuff probably sitting there, so they just want to publish it. Probably when the global player base is going to start losing numbers with the PC and console, they're probably going to launch a mobile version of the game. So very interesting to see when they do it, but I'm almost 100% sure that there will be a mobile version of ThroneAndLiberty. And then we have ChronoOdyssey. Same thing goes with ChronoOdyssey. ChronoOdyssey is going to be massive. It's going to be coming out this year, but they also talked about a mobile version, but then they scrapped the idea. But I do think we will be getting a mobile version, but not this year for ChronoOdyssey. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I do think these two games will be getting mobile versions. But that is my summary of the best mobile crossplay MMORPGs. I know there are many more. You guys have talked about many MMOs, but most of them are bad and horrible and copy paste of all the other MMOs on mobile. I think there's like thousands of MMOs the past 2-3 years on mobile, and most of them are just copy paste really bad. I do think these games on the list have some type of potential to be really good, and also having a PC version to support it. I do think these games are going to be interesting, but from mobile, I do expect autoplay. I do expect pay to win. It's just the nature of mobile market, but mobile is getting really strong. Can play amazing games with high quality, especially on the newer phones. So it's going to be really exciting year for mobile crossplay. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with my list? Is there some games that I missed that you would like to see on the list? I would love to know in the comments below. Which games are you looking most forward to? Thank you so much for watching. Check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.